Me, hey, do you want to
Right.
do a podcast with me?
I had no idea like 35 would be a thing. I mean, honestly, I was just like, let's start doing something, see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Yeah, I never anticipated 35. Honestly, didn't know what to anticipate.
I'm glad to be along for the
Thanks for
ride.
thanks for coming along.
So I think I'm gonna start 622 tonight. I'm not gonna stream it. I'm just gonna go through and do some paths, and I may stream 622 tomorrow.
Okay, nice. I I'm on that. Like, I'm just trying to finish up a couple paths on that Ultron in 6-1 with all the shock.
Ultron. Shock.
It's really easy. I mean, getting there is like basic. But like he just pissed me off, and I don't want to spend items, so I'm just like, ugh.
Oh,
So
let me
I
see
just
if I
back
can.
out.
Let's see
Yeah,
if I
he
can.
just has that like what is it, EMP?
The EMP modifier. So
Yeah,
usually shock immune champs like Thing,
I don't have him
Doctor
like loaded. I guess I
Doom,
do have him loaded.
Corvus when he has the glyph charge.
Yeah, no, Corvus was the one who I did it, but the last couple times I forgot to bring him, and I got there and I was like, ugh, god.
Like, oh, I need him.
Right, but like I was more or less testing like just the mutant synergies. Like I picked up Professor X, so I was
All right.
testing that out.
I just uh I just use Corvus in life cycle, believe it or not. He is not the funnest champ to use in life cycle.
No,
I
no, that sounds
got
painful
it. I got it done.
for sure.
I was like, that was a test.
But like, yeah,
And
patience for sure.
yeah. And then try life cycle with arc overload. So I tried it again because I was like, oh, there's this Iron Man Infinity War. And I had to have two cosmics. Oh no, wait a minute. Yeah, I had him Proxima 5 star, not ranked up, and I had to bring another Cosmic 5 star because that's the gate. Those gates throw you off because you're thinking, oh, I just got to bring two Cosmics, and it's like, no, you got to bring two 5 star Cosmics.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Okay,
oh
okay.
gosh, is right.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's funny. I was reading AFO scrolls
Yeah, Afro,
in
that's
the
my leader.
chat. Yeah, yeah. He was saying his streams don't get saved to his Twitch, so somebody has to watch it live.
Huh, that's interesting.
Okay, because of Omelet, but don't others get saved?
Not
That's
because of
interesting.
Omelet. Well, I don't know.
There's
We
no
don't know if you're
saving.
doing it through
There's got
Omelet.
to be some other settings on there or something.
I don't use Twitch, so I can't help them.
No, for sure. I know. We'll definitely look into that, but we need to get them saved.
I mean, if I were to trust any one person to do the right thing,
It would be a leader of an alliance. I get
it'd
it.
be my leader of my alliance.
For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would trust you as well, but
Yeah, I get it. Like you,
yeah, we'll sort it out. We shall
he just
sort it out. I was going to say, there's got to be somebody else who can help him out on there.
yeah. Any Twitch players out there that play with Omelet, let us know.
Let's see. Can anyone confirm or help him out?
John Show. Oh, did you put the at everyone here for
Oh, I haven't yet.
episode 35? That's okay. I got it.
I don't even know what to say to that. Honestly, I'm not in the mood to start a whole nother landslide. I lost the farm and all the time and oh god. So difficult.
We're learning things.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I've got so many notes on like the next one or just how to do things for sure. Everyone
You
is
won't have units, Monkey. I won't have units either until I use all my Google gift cards and
Dragon Gate.
some quiche.
Whoa.
I could put some. I have some quiche set up for it.
I was like, quiche, man. You just made me hungry.
Quiche.
I'll take some quiche.
Affliction. What's going on, man?
Oh, Oh, People's Champ. What's up, man? We just got everybody hanging out. What up, what up?
I feel you. I feel you, Monkey. I feel you, bro. PC, what's going on? AKA June. John, how's it going? Dragon Night.
Somebody's over here in my YouTubes. What's up, person?
So you don't play with Omelet, but when you stream to Twitch, your video on demands are on there for 2 weeks, and that's due to status. So is there a setting you have to set, Dragon?
Or you just have to have like followers. Is that like?
Or do you need followers? Do I need to now go follow this guy?
I was gonna say, does he need like 5?
Hey, People's Champ, come up to the right chat. How about that? Come up to this chat.
Oh,
come up to the podcast chat. Yeah, don't get out there. Don't make me come look for you.
Where'd he go?
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, he's up there now.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm gonna knock out this Sunday arena because I didn't do any arena the last week. Last few days. I didn't do any the last 3 days.
I've done arena in a long time.
Really? I'm up to. I don't do it all. I mean, I do a comfortable run. I usually only do an arena for the 3-day period. Usually, sometimes I'll sneak in a second one. I'm up to 670,000 battle chips.
That's good.
Pop those.
I think I got like 23,000.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
and about 100 units.
Sounds like you need to be in the arena.
Absolutely. Oh shit, we lost our first war.
We won today. We lost a heartbreaker the other day.
That sucks. Yeah, see, ours, like, honestly, like, my account is like 10K prestige. Everybody else's is probably, it's more of a semi-retired alliance.
Uh-huh.
So, like, you know, nobody ever, my champs on Boss Island do all the work, essentially.
Right.
So it's fun. Right. But yeah, no, and then it's fun. It's been fun just kind of just plowing through and helping out and stuff and whatever. Nice. We finally lost one. Oh, all right, man. Well, you ready to rock? Or should I give it a couple moments? What are you trying to read? I submitted my stream tonight for speeding.
NFL.
Can you hear me, GhostDog, or are we waiting a second, or what happened?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm sorry. Someone texted me via text message. Was asking me a question before we got started, so it kind of grabbed my attention real quick.
Fair enough.
After that, I want to get full focus.
And say you obviously weren't ready, so it was cool.
I got a lot going on in my life, man. It's just, I found out one of my coworkers, her babysitter, AKA her sister, and her brother-in-law have COVID. So prayers out to them.
Goodness.
So she's now out because her son obviously has been there and been exposed. Mm-hmm. So she's now out for however more additional days. So there's that.
Fun times.
Yeah. So there's that, and then now I'll be just fine. 2 weeks left in my current branch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right. You got the move coming on or whatever.
Yeah, move coming up. We moving there. Got the script thing going on, the comedy script YouTube page thing going on. That's the name coming soon for those who want to give a follow.
For sure. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
That'd be cool.
Should be a good time.
Awesome, man. All right, well, you ready to rock and roll now?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get that on in here. Craig's been just a real turd lately, but
now not doing anything that I don't want to do.
Sometimes he just needs like a gentle nudge. Maybe even 2. There we go. No? No, he didn't want to do it. Let's try one more time, and then if not, pull the YouTube. Yeah, we're just gonna pull the YouTube.
All right.
All right. All right. All right.
Live television, ladies and gentlemen. Live television.
Now recording.
Pull up a chair in the Marvel Champions Lounge and join your host, Moose and GhostDog.
Dude, I have no idea what Craig's deal is, man. Like, he is just... What is going on with Craig, man? Well, hey, welcome everybody to, we always have our fun-filled intros here on the MC Lounge podcast with Moose, myself, and GhostDog over there. Always chuckling in the background. And how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. When I have things to chuckle about, I chuckle.
For sure, man. No, absolutely, man. I love, it always puts our show off, I think, at a good start, good light. We're always smiling here at the start. So welcome everybody. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this show. It's kind of a fun show, right? There's some fun news to talk about and stuff like that. So
definitely.
For sure, man. But we got some fun stuff to talk about. There's been some news. We got the AQ update coming. I know we were kind of chatting about that recently. Like, when's the last time that happened? Or,
when they added Doom, so it's been almost a year.
Right, yeah, okay. And then there was even that, I think like in March, there was like
a they did a small update. Right? Yeah, they usually do a small season update somewhere in there.
Yeah, so cool. So we'll get into some the AQ update and stuff like that, and just kind of our thoughts. I know I definitely have some thoughts on it, and I'm sure you do as well. So we'll get into that. Some other stuff I know I want to go over that's kind of some fun stuff to speculate and kind of maybe some Easter eggs or something like that is Gabo, Gabe, the game designer for MCoC and Kabam, has responded to some tweets to give us some news to talk about. So definitely some fun stuff, about the future of the game and just kind of, maybe some champs and stuff like that. So we'll get into that as well. I-bomb or M-bomb or what'd you call him? What did you call him?
I-bomb. I-bomb.
Okay.
I-bomb.
Okay. He's been fun, man. So he was there was early access bundles available this week, and he was available. So we definitely saw some videos, especially like CCP members like yourself have been giving them some tests, and there's some videos out. I personally watched I think Kingslayer. He put up a handful of them the day of, and definitely showed off everything I don't know about everything, but quite a lot. So thank you, Kingslayer, for that video. Maybe we'll talk about that some more. And then one of the other things that we definitely wanted to get into this episode is the Cyber Weekend that's coming up this weekend.
Right. It's beginning to feel a lot like. Oh, my bad.
Ending season? I don't know. Is that really what it's?
Right? Honestly, I don't like Christmas as much as I like Cyber Weekend.
Okay. Right. I mean, right. I mean, fun stuff comes for sale. I feel like that's probably when maybe you buy things for yourself before you start buying stuff for other people. But no, I mean, Cyber Weekend, especially for the game. And, I think there's two pretty prominent weekends in our game as far as, progression and just big news. Everybody gets involved. Even if you're free to play, you might shell out a couple bucks here or there on those weekends because the deals, some of them are really hard to turn down. We'll definitely get into some of those deals. Kind of did some research and stuff over the last few years, so we'll share our thoughts on that. But yeah, so AQ update, man. That's a big thing that I know we were chatting about, and I think I just kind of am now, I guess, more or less taking a break of, like, I was doing map 6 for probably the last 4 or 5 months, maybe 2 months, 3 months, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I think the daily grind, not waking up every day being like, okay, I gotta move or something like that, has been nice.
Isn't that just nice at times? You don't have to do that.
For sure.
Y'all, my alliance leader and I, we joke around a lot. And he always joke around like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna boot you. If you don't do this, I'm glad you settled back because if not, I was gonna have to boot you. We joke about like that stuff a lot. Like he telling us, I said, don't play with me. Don't tip me with a good time.
I was gonna say, don't make it that easy for me to be kicked. Because then it's not on me, it's on you.
If I get kicked, I'm not going to the Lions. No time in the near future. I will finish all of Act 6. before I go back.
For sure. No, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, so it definitely has been nice, to just kind of casually play the game. But the rewards obviously differ. They're wildly different. But one of the things I think that is that seems like it's going to be nice, but we always, I always say that with grain of salt, or always, tread lightly, I guess would be the words when they say they're going to update rewards. When Kabam's going to update rewards, but this AQ update seems like it's I don't know, more geared towards the players, I guess, as opposed to more or less just making things difficult or giving more of a challenge for the reward. This update seems like it's just kind of buffing things, right? Changing a few things here and there, obviously, but yeah, it does definitely seem like it's in our favor. Would you think that?
Yeah, they've added some nice little kickers here and there for the player.
For sure, yeah, man. So it does seem like so the one, I guess the major changes are they are doing away with like the class buffs and class like nerfs, I guess if you will, kind of that are random each week, right? And then they're kind of replacing them with a more, I guess like this month they're boosting mutants, so it's going to be a very or this next season is going to be a very mutant extravaganza type alliance quest, which I mean is cool for me. I got a whole bunch of mutants. How about you? How's your roster look as far as mutants go?
They're pretty light. I use one currently in AQ. I run the biohazard path, so I have that. I do have Colossus.
Okay.
And I have Omega Red, who I normally use in AQ, and then I also have Red Max and White Max.
Oh, okay.
Not as great as Red Max, but he's there.
Yeah, but I mean, and even just for, I mean, it honestly it seems like the buffs and some of the things that are going to be happening. Like, so one of these I know, like you're going to be rewarded for bringing, say, each mutant you bring on the team, you're going to be rewarded for, and so even some of these rewards and some of these buffs, like one of them, essentially it carries from fight to fight. So like say you do bring in Colossus. And it's one of the, I think it's like mutant. Yeah, it's one of these. It's gene splicing, I think is what it is. So if a mutant is affected by bleed, poison, shock, incinerate, cold snap for 5 seconds, they purify it, and then for like the next 3 fights, they're immune to it. So like
it's basically apocalypse synergy for everybody.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Even if you don't have somebody like what was it? Apocalypse, there you go. If you don't have him, you're just going to be able to like bring Colossus in and maybe poison immune, like let's say you run suicides or something like that. Like, I don't know, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be pretty beneficial for somebody like Colossus and things like that. So in my, like, kind of where I was going with this was, bringing somebody like White Mags to where you do get that kind of benefit, of the team, his team, pre-fight ability. I think I don't know, it's going to be fun. I think you're definitely going to see more. I feel like it's going to be, it could be kind of like you're going to get some incursions numbers, I think.
Possibly.
With some of these, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to add a different level of funness to Alliance Quest, I think, or at least something different, right? That we haven't normally had. I think it might break the monotony, if you will, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. So look forward to it. Look forward to that in the upcoming season.
I was gonna say, it's December 3rd, is it not? Is that when the?
I believe that sounds correct.
We have one more season of the current Doctor. Yeah, December 3rd. So yeah, one more like series of the current Doctor Doom, and then we're gonna move over to the Apocalyptic Mutiny, which is kind of what's gonna be this next season of Alliance Quest. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing more of this and how it goes. And I think what's going to happen, I definitely foresee, like, I know we've talked about it recently too, how there has been a bigger jump into map 7. Just more teams, I think there's at least like 100 teams probably, or 50 teams maybe even each series that have hopped into the top maybe 500 for Alliance Quest. And now I think you're going to have even more teams because I feel like Map 7 or Alliance Quest might, I don't know, I don't want to say easier, but I feel like it's definitely going to be more manageable. Would you say that?
For sure.
Yeah.
You'll be able to use more people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. You'll have, more, there'll be more champs that you can use. So you're not kind of relying on your roster, all that stuff. So, and I think even Katie Candy mentioned it. She's like, this last year has been very, there's been a lot of mutant, like Mags getting the buff, Colossus.
The mutant class right now is looking super strong. Let me cut you off. It's just super, super strong right now.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think there a lot of those champs right now are even pretty solid for Map 7, correct? And I don't really do much Map 7. Just looking at it.
I think they have somebody in that class that can handle just about everything.
Okay.
I know White Mags is 100% bleed immune, so there's your bleed champ. If you need a bleed immune champ, you got Colossus with Cold Snap and Incinerate. You have Sunspot, who can apply Incinerates because there's a node in Map 7 that requires you to apply Incinerate damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So So exactly. So I definitely think you're going to have a lot more people hopping into Map 7 and just kind of hopping into more Alliance quests, like just higher ranks, right? Because one of the things that is being kind of updated in this next, season 8 here is the Glory Store, which I gotta say, this is kind of where Kabam, this is where they lost me. This is where you went right back to, all right, it's 2 steps forward, or it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back, and for me it's the T5CC. I think you're going to have that balance, kind of what I was just saying, where you're going to have that balance where you're going to have more people doing Map 7. So I think it's going to be easier to get them on a regular basis, the T5CC crystals. However, the Glory Store, only Thronebreaker is going to have the ability to get a T5CC crystal, which is, what was it? It was 2% or something. I think it's 2% in the Glory Store, and not Cavalier, or uncollected. Even if you had it a smaller percentage, don't you think that they missed the boat on that, or am I just kind of
where Thornbreaker probably should be 5% crystals and then 2% crystals for Cavalier, to give those Cavalier players the opportunity to buy those crystals if they want to kind of help them get to that Thornbreaker, because that's the ideal of everything, is getting to Thornbreaker.
Yeah. Exactly, and I think so it is. I did see it here. It's 5% that you are going to get every 8 days for 2,700 glory every 8 days. For season 8 and that one. So that's cool. To me, it's just like the rich kind of getting richer, right? It's going to create, I think, a bigger gap. Which isn't that what they're kind of always, trying to stop, right? They're trying to stop that gap. And I think if you add that in there, it's just going to create an even bigger gap. Am I wrong?
Yes and no. Because again, 2,700 glory is a lot of glory. I think right now I get roughly about 5,500 glory, so that'd be half my glory.
Fair. Okay.
In a shot where normally I'm using my glory to buy, level 4 potions and things like that to kind of keep pace in the Alliance War season.
For sure. All right. That makes sense. I feel, okay, so maybe it's not going to create that big of a gap or something that maybe I initially thought.
Someone may buy that once a week if they're looking to, if they are 5% away from
close.
Being close to, rank 3 and another champ.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that's fair. Okay, you're not going to create that bigger gap that maybe I originally anticipated, but I do feel like they did kind of miss not having at least 2% or something for Cavalier for just those people who can. Right?
Yeah, 2% would have been a good play for them, and it's shown that here we're trying to help y'all get the Thornbreaker, but it's still going to cost you 2,700 glory. So you have to pick when you're going to buy this.
Exactly, but but exactly. I mean, I feel like maybe it's not that huge a deal at the end of the day. Kind of, which the way you're putting it, like maybe overreacted, but I mean,
We'll see. Because I get it. Because like, if I'm not getting any T5CC,
exactly.
I got to become Thriller
What's
to
the
get it. And
point?
if I, yeah, what's the point? For sure.
Yeah, no, and I think that's maybe like where I don't know. So like right now, I am taking a break with my main account, and I feel like I really am at that point to where it's like, there's nothing other than I mean, yeah, I have to grind at the game, and I have to finish, I have to finish all of the Act 6 essentially, or 100%, or I got to do an Abyss, which in order to do an Abyss, I probably have to have either the right champion, or I have to have a whole bunch of units. So right now, my game, like there's not really much like there's only like in my main account right now, I can really only fill in spots. Like there's nothing grindy, so there's nothing for me to strive for, and I feel like that's where you're losing your players, right? So like if they at least had that in there, I would probably be more inclined to be like, oh, maybe I do got to start getting into AQ. I got to, because like I could start, at least inching towards it, right?
Right.
So I think that was a miss. Honestly, I just think it was a miss because like I said, it would at least keep me a little bit more interested. But right now, I'm just like, I'll just continue to take a break. But yeah, so I mean, I really do think that one of the other things I was looking at with this update was I saw that there weren't going to be adding or updating or changing any of the Alliance Quest modifiers. Which I do feel like they're probably setting themselves up for an 8.5 update, don't you think?
Yeah, that's not how they did it last time. Is on eight
Exactly.
on the 5 update or the 7.5 update. They did something to the modifiers.
Exactly. They added a few more modifiers, so like it was kind of random. Like there was 5 to start, and then they added 3. So now there's a series. There's like 8 that can be picked from. So yeah, I do anticipate them probably adding 3 more. At least or changing them up or doing something modifiers, along with updating the Glory Store, along with probably even changing some of the mini bosses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, change them up because probably some of them, I mean, you'll figure them out, right? You'll figure out who needs what, and I feel like the ones they have now, yeah, it's they'll change it up. So we'll see what happens. That'll probably be like it was last year, right? I mean, you pretty much had. This was, I would say, almost did not Doom come towards the end of the year? Was he not?
Doom showed up in Crystals in November.
Okay.
Was it
Yeah.
November? So
I was going to say it was the end of the year, so I mean, this does seem about timing, right?
did he come out with Reed Richards, which was November
Right.
of last year,
Yeah.
and then we had Silver Surfer was the only champ in December.
Okay. So yeah. I feel like we could anticipate sometime in March. Probably another
Yeah, I think
update or May or something like that.
yeah, so March and yeah, we'll probably see March.
Some update. So cool. Yeah. So I really look forward to seeing kind of how this is going to play off, how the new update is going to go, and all that stuff. Because it will be interesting to see some of these numbers and some of these prowess numbers. Like Mags already is going to be pretty crazy, and there's some of these buffs here that are going to make prowess even more crazy.
Right.
So it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be a little nicer of a time. Because even just the timers being. Those are definitely nicer. I mean, I feel like for the most part, everybody's reaching the second mini by the night, right?
One of the few things about joining back into an alliance was my fear of the long, drawn out, waking up in the middle of the night to try to finish a lane because I had to go to bed because I was tired of waiting on a link to come down, and
Right.
I haven't had that issue because the 6 energy cap and the 45-minute timers. It's made it really nice.
Nice. For sure. Yeah, no. So that so your time back has really been pretty pleasant as far as AQ goes.
Overall, yeah, not too bad.
Even just probably timing wise.
Yeah, timing wise has been great. It was my biggest fear.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely feel like they have made strides in that. Absolutely. And then yeah, I mean, I think also I'd like to see the rewards. How they update in Alliance Quest, because I feel like with the timing and the rewards and even just kind of making it a little nicer depending on the champs you have, it's probably going to be it sounds like it'll be a pretty nice experience at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that update, which is going to come December 3rd. So one more series of Doctor Doom as the boss, and then
Yep.
if you're in 5, 6, or 7, it's going to move over to Apocalypse, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be Professor X. So start practicing.
EX. Bring your torches.
Who's he good for? Is he good for
Torch.
Professor? Oh
Professor
yeah,
X.
because he doesn't miss, right?
This one is above Tim Tip. Or bring your Hulks.
Right. Didn't so I was watching, I think I was watching Rob Van Shoe's channel when he was talking about the update, and he was saying that they're probably going to have some sort of robotic like robot kind of, like deterrent node on Apocalypse, so maybe your ghosts and things like that aren't going to be very viable against him.
There's a very good possibility. Let's see here what they said. In map 5, Doctor or Apocalypse's new buffs are going to be Vigor, Empowered, Immunity, and Stupefied. On map 6, his are going to be the same. And then on map 7, it's going to be Vigor, Powered, Immunity, Stupefied, and Cutting Wires. So I don't know what Cutting Wires is, but
It
that's
sounds
probably
very
it.
robotic.
Probably it right there.
Right, for sure. So just map 7. So
Yeah, it looks like map 7 might be the only one.
okay, cool. Yeah, and then also Turkey Chief, he said bring your Cyclops. So that's one of the other nodes. The other buffs that's going to be is the what was it? Is X Mike or however you want to pronounce that. But essentially, Cyclops, Red Cyclops, is going to be getting a passive 200% Fury buff for the duration of the quest.
I learned a good story today I can't share. Or a good story the other day I learned that.
Why would you even say it?
I'm laughing. I'm going to be able to explain why I'm laughing in the background.
You're laughing all the time, so it's fine.
Yeah, but this is about the story that I got shared on. Oh, I don't know. I have to ask Mike.
Like just
BK.
where this came from?
Well, I know exactly where it came from because he told me the story.
No, that's okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Okay, cool. That's funny. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just me and the fact that he just kind of bugs me that I feel like I'm just annoyed by this. But I think that's just my personal opinion, right? But yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I think it'll be cool. Like, do you ever plan, or do you have a Red Mags? Do you have a 6-star Red Mags?
I have a 5-star, rank 5, unawakened Red Mags currently.
Why do you have him at rank 5?
Why wouldn't I have him at rank 5? He
a
mercs stuff.
5-star rank 5?
5-star rank 5? No, Cyclops. Oh, God, no. I thought you said Red Mags.
Did I say Red Mags? I meant Red Cyclops.
Mags. Oh, Red Cyclops? I have both red and blue teams sitting at rank 1.
As a 6-star or a 5-star?
I have them. I definitely have them both as a 5-star, and I think I have one of them as a 6-star.
Okay.
I don't remember which one.
Do you plan on ranking any of them?
No.
That was very, very flat. No. But right.
I have red team Mags. Xavier's new school.
Okay. Yeah, I have him as a 5-star. And I brought him to rank 3. I think it was just a long time, and I had like things to burn, and I didn't have mutants, and it was a long time ago, so I did.
I don't know, man. That just sounds like you burnt. Like you might as well just set it on fire. You should have just let it expire. It'd have been better served.
I mean, at the time, I feel like I was using him because for synergies with the Fury synergies. So like he was on there, I might as well put something on him. And he was burning him. So like yeah, I get it. It didn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey, I'm already at rank 3, so like
yeah, whatever.
But yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to seeing. But then some of the other champs, they were saying like, didn't Dork Lessons? He just did a video on Pyramid X, right?
Yes, he had a 4-star Pyramid X he used against a Korg, showing off her abilities, but she has some good utility.
For sure, and I think that she's going to be pretty solid in the upcoming Alliance quests. So yeah, just looking forward to seeing all the updates and how that's going to go, and in the mid-season, update and see how that goes too. So, yeah. But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to get into that I thought was pretty fun, Jay Axe, he had proposed the question on Twitter about if MCoC was a console-based game. So like, do you play console-based games like PlayStation or anything like that?
Yeah, I have an Xbox. I used to play. I still play every so often, randomly. Like the Mortal Kombats, the Maddens, the Street Fighters.
Okay.
So the game.
How do you think how do you think it would play? Do you think it would play at all, or?
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember back in the '90s, and I think even they re-released it again in the early 2000s. Capcom versus Marvel.
Okay.
And that was a pretty popular game.
For sure. Exactly. Yeah. Those were, it was funny is we were talking about it the other night, and that was actually a game I did not play. So.
Well, Capcom versus Marvel.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. So that's definitely.
Yeah. So like, think of, I can't remember if it's a Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter's Capcom.
Right.
So it'd be like Street Fighter characters versus Marvel characters.
Right. Yeah, and I think in the XN interviews chat, there's a bunch of pictures of them fighting Galactus and things like that. And I remember people talking about that. That's how maybe why don't they bring Galactus into the game that way? But the reason for me bringing this up was because Gabo he responded to the tweet, and he said, where did it go? He said essentially like, wait till the next trailer. Where did it go? Okay, he said, wait until you see our next anniversary trailer. That might give you a good idea of what a next-gen console MCoC would look like. Which, I found that very interesting. I mean, it's a very, very Gabe-like response to something, so it's very vague. But to me, that got me thinking. And it got me thinking of like something that they could maybe change with the game today. And it's things that I think they would be a simple maybe change for them, but it would be a drastic change and everything like that. But I think I don't know if you've ever played Forged to Fight, the Transformers games.
No, I didn't play Forged to Fight.
Okay. Well, the way you would quest was more or less like a third person. Like you still had to go like along like the kind of highlighted path, and then you'd go to the nodes, right? But it was more or less like from third person. And then I think how they have the open world on MRoC, I think if you kind of combine both of them, I don't know. I think it could bring a different way of questing to our game. So I don't know. That's just where I went with it. I thought it was a pretty fun question to ask and bring up and pose. And I thought it was pretty interesting for Gabe to respond on that. And the anniversary trailers, those come out in like December, right? Because when they typically have their anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay. Which are like mid-December, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we'll definitely look forward to seeing that. I think that was pretty interesting. And I look forward to seeing, kind of what that brings us then. The other thing that he responded to, which I thought was very interesting, was I just put the picture in our chat here, was he responded to a over 1 year old tweet where somebody asked him, do you have any plans of adding a new Black Panther to the game? And he said yes on both games. So you got to assume that it's yes on MCoC and yes on MRoC, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about a new Black Panther coming to MCoC at this point?
I feel like whenever the new Black Panther movie comes out, whoever the new Black Panther is going to be, whether it be the passing of the torch to Shuri, also I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in MRoC, they've already kind of showed Shuri-ish Black Panther, so it probably will be her.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And exactly. I thought she was already in MRoC. I mean, I don't know if she is or isn't.
I don't think she is as of yet.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see her coming to the game. And yeah, that was another one. Turkey Chief, Gabo did respond with this Black Panther, which I think he'd be an excellent addition to the game. It looks like a fun one.
Looks like a Black Panther Hyperion.
right? And I think isn't that the original one? Because that's Jack Kirby's, right? Yeah, Jack Kirby's original Black Panther design, which this is just awesome. But yeah, so I could definitely see Siri, and I think that'd be really cool. I hope that, which at this point they're probably not going to do it, or maybe they are in after Daredevil and stuff like that. I just hope that they make the current Black Panthers more usable.
Man,
At the
you
end
and me
of
both.
the day. But it was interesting. Boom Pow, as you well know, and he has been on the show, friend of the show. I mentioned, because I had said the same thing in our chat, and I was like, I hope they make him more usable. And he was like, well, I hope they don't buff the OG one, because if they buff him, they typically end up nerfing them, which I've heard a lot of ways. Like I've heard a lot of people say that about Old Man Logan and a couple other ways, which is interesting to me. But at the end of the day, he said if you pair, he very specifically gave you a team that you had to pair with him, and it was like Tigra, and I think Pyramid X was another one of them. But he just made his bleed like out of control. But yeah, so I don't know. But I definitely do hope that they make them more usable. I have them both as 6 stars, so maybe it's more of a selfish thing that they make both the Black Panthers more usable. But I definitely hope that they do before they add another one, or some better synergies, I guess. I don't know, right? But yeah, so that is just the fun kind of news that was going on the Twitterverse, if you will. But then, yeah, the other stuff that's coming up this week, Cyber Weekend, definitely looking forward to that. In my research, I did find that on last Cyber Weekend was when they introduced the Nexus Crystal itself. So it was the 5-star Nexus Crystal was introduced last Cyber Weekend. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, and I've kind of, like, you can kind of look the progression, right? If you look at 4th of July deals, Cyber Weekend deals, and then if you look at the next 4th of July deals, and then the next, they kind of progressively go up, right? So last November, we got the 5-star Nexus. And then July 4th, we got a 6-star Nexus. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be any sort of? Do you think that, like, what do you think is going to be maybe in the Odin? Are you still with us? Can I not hear him? Am I just talking to myself? Okay. Can you guys hear GhostDog? Several people are typing. You can hear him? Why can't I? Okay, you cannot. You can. Oh, what happened? Did my computer freak out? Yeah.
Otherwise, where do you go this time for Thornbreaker people? Do you give them another Nexus 6-star crystal? Yeah, you could, but it's kind of like, what's the point of being Thornbreaker? I could have just stayed Cavalier. And you're not going to push more people to Cavalier unless you give them something more to go for.
For sure. So I did kind of.
Oh, you heard me.
I am back. Yep. I don't know what happened. My computer just is like, hey, I'm just gonna not. I'm just gonna mute Discord for you. But yeah, okay. So were you saying that there's probably going to be separated deals for like Odins for Thronebreaker and a separate Odin for Cavalier?
For sure. Otherwise, why have a Thornbreaker, right?
Absolutely.
I think they're going to do something like I'm hoping, and this is a guess, class Nexus crystals.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So not the big one that you get like with the Abyss. Maybe it's still a 3-champ Nexus, but class specific maybe. Mm-hmm. So you can choose like what class you get to choose from, which could be a good or a bad thing. As you know, you get a Nexus thinking, all right, cool, I got a Nexus. I open it up and I get like a Rhino, a Vulture, and a Nightcrawler. Right. Like, no.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the 4th of July deals, I think I got 1 or 2. I think I just got 1 of the Nexus, and it was nothing fancy. Like, it was nothing to remember, honestly.
I remember the one I got, I had like 2 other champs and white mags. I think it was Captain Marvel, OG, Rhino, and white mags. And I literally sat there. I think me and the chat were chatting back and forth. I did it live. We were chatting back and forth probably for a good 5 minutes before I finally decided I was going to pick White Mag's dupe
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I remember that.
as,
Yeah,
as the choice.
yeah. No, I remember that because I think I was watching it, like I caught up after, and you were on that screen for a long time. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah, I was definitely there for a while.
That's awesome. Yeah, so no, that's good. So you think maybe just like a generic 6-star for Cavalier Nexus, and then probably like a class one for a Thronebreaker. That I could see that. I could definitely see that being a thing. Do you think that maybe there'll be? What do you think the difference in T5CC would be? Last year, or at least for the 4th of July, it was 15%. You got?
You didn't get anything in the cash deals, if I remember correctly. You got them in the unit deals for the T5CC.
Yeah, no, I think for the Odin,
I,
I think
don't get me wrong. It's been a long time, man. Don't question.
No, that was okay. So I just put up last year's.
There it is.
That's last year's, and then this was.
So it's a 10%.
This was, and then let me put up this year's. This was the money deals. Forgive my crudely pasted.
Was that last year's Cyber Weekend?
That was
money
last.
deals?
No, that was last. Yeah, that was last year's Cyber Weekend with the
And
5-star.
these are 4th of July, right? The
And
one,
then
the
this
second
was
one,
the
or 4th
4th of July. Correct. Yeah, the crudely pasted together one is 4th of July. Which, I mean, 4th of July was crazy. Like, even just for $10, if you spent what $20, you essentially get like 2 or 1.5. Yeah, you get one.
Yeah, you got a lot of shards.
Right?
Yeah, a lot of shards.
So I think there's definitely going to be a lot of shards this year. But yeah, so you got a 15%.
Now, I think you can copy and paste these Cavalier deals for pretty much for this upcoming Cyber Weekend.
Okay, you think it's going to be pretty much
I think they're going to be pretty much the same for Cavalier, because if you go up there, then you have to go up even more for your Thornbreakers. Because what generally happens is, and they said that this isn't going to be, they can't confirm or deny this will happen if you do this, but if you are currently Cavalier and you purchase the Cavalier deals, and then within the weekend you become Thornbreaker, you can then buy the Thornbreaker deals. Generally, that's how it works. Same way if you're uncollected and then you move to Cavalier, you've been able to buy the uncollected,
Really?
Cavalier deals.
I mean, that's
but they won't confirm
expensive.
It is, but so think about it. So say you buy an Odin, and the Odin is what you needed from Cavalier to get you the Thornbreaker. You needed that T5CC to pop up, and it popped up what you needed to get the Thornbreaker. Well, then gosh darn it, now I'm gonna go buy the $100 deal in the Thornbreaker deal because it's an awesome deal too. But I've known people to do it both ways. Like they bought all the Cavalier deals or a bunch of the Cavalier deals, and they went back and bought a bunch of the uncollected deals, and went back and bought a bunch of the Cavalier deals in the past.
I mean, it makes sense. I guess it sounds very expensive, but like the progression in that one weekend for your account's got to be pretty crazy.
It's going to be nutty. Yes, that will be nutty. I know there's somebody out there by the name of Chris Brown. I don't know if you've had the pleasure of opportunity to talk to Chris Brown. He's a Indianapolis native or Indiana native, but he is sitting at the Grandmaster with 1% health left, waiting to see what the deals are going to be this Friday.
Oh gosh. So, because like, what if he finishes it? He'll
be Thornbreaker. So he's waiting.
Oh, okay. Because he has a rank 3.
And he has a rank 3 already.
Gotcha, yep. Gotcha. What a position to be in right now. Wow, that's a hell of a position to be in. Yeah, you just spend. Yeah, wow, cool. Well, I hope they're good, I guess, and I hope it works out for them because that sounds pretty cool. So do you plan on participating? Do you plan on participating in unit deals, money deals? What do you?
Absolutely not, Moose. Absolutely not.
No,
I'm playing.
Thing,
right? Of course, I'm planning on partaking. The question is, will I do as much partaking as I did on the 4th of July weekend?
That's kind of where I was going with it.
And there's a chance.
Okay.
There's a chance
Depending how it
if I can upgrade my roster, because I'm expecting in the Thornbreaker to be selectors,
like T5CC
T5 selectors.
Like you're gonna get one, or like a 50% or 25%.
Those 10% ones that you see for the Cavalier will probably be 15 to 25% ones in Cavalier for T5CC randoms, and for Thornbreaker, I think you'll get a 15 to 25% selector.
Okay.
I'm thinking. That's my guess.
No, for sure. I mean, but, and then I also think that that's like, they are very generous. So I would say like, that's, that would be nice. Like we would want those kind of rewards, so they're not going to give it to us. But, if you're going to be spending money, people are like, yeah, here you go. We'll give you a little bit more.
Speaking of spending money, have you had the opportunity to see Seaton's video talking about T5CC selectors versus random crystals and how Kabam talks to players of those calibers? If you haven't seen it yet, I don't watch a lot of Seaton's videos, but I did happen to go catch that one, and that one was pretty hilarious.
I did see there was a lot of like, I guess, hype or people kind of retweeting it and things like that, and it did pop up on my feed. So I was going to check it out. I just didn't yet before this one, but I'll definitely give it a go.
I'm going to see if I can find it real quick, and I'll add it to there. It is.
And you said it was just how Kabam looks at those types of people. Is that what you're saying?
It's basically how they say, not how they look at them, but how they talk to the player base about certain things.
Gotcha.
Let's see if I can grab it here real quick.
And I just saw people were like, is somebody, I forgot who retweeted it, but they were like, yeah, he just summed up like, frustration.
Called The Truth About T5CC. Yeah. And so the initial conversations about the player base, talking about how nice it'd be to get a selector during finishing content versus, getting random crystals. And they're talking about how it upsets the balance of the game and blah, blah, blah. And then you got a Will that comes in and starts throwing out all this cash. And he says, oh, what kind of T5CC would you like? It's absolutely hilarious.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, and that was like essentially, I guess, my argument when Thronebreaker popped up. I guess it was just put in a more funny way. Was like, yeah, exactly. Like here, you can earn it, and you just gotta earn it. You just gotta, like bust your ass to earn it. But if you want to buy it, here you go. You just spend some money. That's funny. No, I'll definitely have to check that out. That sounds like a good one. His little spoof videos and stuff like that are always.
His spoof videos are usually pretty good.
Yeah, they're always pretty funny. He's a clever gentleman. But yeah, so I may or may not partake. If anything, I may. If the $10 ones are spicy, I'll probably partake in those.
Buy you some Tony Starks, man. Get some Tony Starks. Come to the dark side. Come to the dark side.
I don't know.
Get you some Tony Starks.
See, I'd rather at this point, I'd rather put it into like resin for 3D printing.
I know, right? Something that's more fun for you, right?
Right, exactly. But I like I said, I might if I'm close to a crystal and a half of a 6-star, I might torture myself some more and just make my 6-star roster even more worse. Why not, right? But yeah, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what that happens. I hope everybody gets some good stuff that they do partake in. I know that some people do I know there's a lot of people right now that are probably grinding. I want to, but I just always end up doing something else. 4 units, even just those unit deals. So, I hope that everything works and I hope you get what you need.
Yep. There's going to be some good deals for the unit deals too. I think they're going to be a little bit different for the Thornbreaker side than the Cavalier side. I'm almost tempted to say copy and paste the Cavalier deals from 4th of July over, maybe with a slight increase in the T5CC crystal. And percentage-wise, you might see 15 to 25% versus 10%. Mm-hmm. And you may see a 10% one in the $50 deal.
Yeah.
They're going to be random. They're going to probably end up being random. You may find one of them could be a selector, but I'm thinking they're both going to be random in Cavalier. I think you're going to find selectors in the Cavalier deals or the Thornbreaker deals, in both the unit deal and in the Well, the unit deals usually are the same no matter what your progress level is, correct?
For the most part, right? I mean, yeah, you just had to, if you spent this amount, you got that amount.
Yeah, if you spend 1,000, you got this. If you spend 4,000, you got this. Spend 10,000, you got this. It didn't matter your progression level.
I was gonna say, so I just posted the unit deals for 4th of July.
Yeah. And your stitch job needs some work.
Oh, it was money, man. It was money. I wasn't planning on sharing them, but hey, why not? Here we go. We're sharing them.
So these are the superior 5-star bundles. They had a 6-star bundle too, right?
Yeah, it was a 5 and a 6-star right there. That one picture is 1,000. If you're looking at the second picture.
Yeah, there it is. The second level. Sorry, I'm trying to get past the stitch job that you did.
No, you just move past it. It's good. You got the first one's the 1,000, the second one's the 4,000, and the second one's the 10,000. Just pay attention. Come on, follow along.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
It sure is.
It's rough.
It absolutely is.
10 6-star signature stone crystals, 2,500 6-star serial shards, 1 T5CC. Is that 5% class catalyst crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll probably be pretty similar, right?
I think those are going to be relatively similar. I think so. I think you're going to run into some similarities there. I think you're going to get a copy and paste for the Cavalier. I think you might have a slight increase in the percentage of the T5CC. Yeah. There might be a selector in the 10,000 unit deal. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely they always seem to put up deals. So like what I was saying earlier in the show, where like I'm kind of just at the spot in the game right now where I'm just like, I don't really. There's nothing really pushing me to that next level or something. I feel like that's when they always come in with these deals for people like myself, and they're like, "Here you go, get excited again," So
you want to get to the next level? Here you go.
Like $50, $100 or something like that, and here you go. So I feel like there will be some more T5CCs in the mix, at least for Cavalier, because I think that's how you're going to get those Cavalier people to spend, is you got to entice them. Because if you're not going to put it in with the glory, like it's obvious you're not going to put it in with the glory and the progression of the game, and there's not really anything.
Hard work, Arnie. You gotta spend money, Arnie.
Exactly. Like there's not anything coming out in the game that's going to give it to you. Where like everything in the game where you're going to get it for somebody who's Cavalier, it's already in the game, right? I mean, maybe another variant where you can get another solid chunk, but at the end of the day, it's all going to be, yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, it's going to be money deals, and they're definitely going to try to get people this weekend. So,
I mean, right now, T5CC is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most coveted material right now in the game. After. Yeah, all those words.
All those adjectives. For sure. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So, I definitely think there'll be some stuff for Cavalier, and then to become Thronebreaker. And then I definitely do think that there are going to be some pretty juicy ones to get those whales spending their money. I hope you partake, or when you do partake, I hope you get the good stuff.
It will be live.
What are you going for? Like, what do you still need?
I need to awaken my stealthy.
Okay.
I need to pull Nick Fury at some point still.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I was just gonna move on from that, but
all right. I mean, I still got. I don't have him as a 5 or a 6-star, so it's whatever.
It's got to be frustrating.
Right.
I don't have Aegon, but I got him in my other account. Which is frustrating. Very frustrating. Awakening deal. So you probably awaken stealthy, cool.
Yeah, if I could awaken, I think there might be a 6-star awakening gem somewhere in there. It'll probably be class. It'll be random, so you'll spin a crystal. Sure. Of course, if at that point I will get like another mutant since I already have a mutant sitting there collecting dust.
Absolutely. Is there?
So that is something else. I would like a new mutant champ. I would like to get my hands on an Omega Red. 6-star.
Okay.
I really love using my 5-star. So having a 6-star that I can take the minimum to rank 2 and possibly to rank 3 if I get the right T5CC.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that's what that was what I was gonna ask. I was like, is there either a champ or is there like some T5CC in another
There's a
class you
lot.
need
There's
to
a lot.
rank
I
up?
was just looking to. So I got to. I'm trying to increase my prestige. So signature stones are going to be a thing.
Okay.
And are we going to see those in the unit deals where the Cavalier ones were 5-star signature stones? Will we see 6-star signature stones in the Thornbreaker?
You would think, right? I mean, like, so yeah, you spent 10,000 and you got 25 basic ones, and then what, you got 26-star ones and the Odins. So yeah, there's probably going to be a pretty significant jump in 6-star Sig Stones
Yeah.
for Thronebreaker for sure. Nice, cool, man. So and then are you at all near a T5CC, another cosmic one?
I am at well,
Because I
not
know
the,
you got more cosmic
I
shards
got
after you
I
need.
got I did. I did. Actually, I'm about 1/3 of the way through Cosmic.
Okay.
The two closest of my T5CC are Mutant, which is about a little bit less than half, and Science, which is right around two. I got 2/3 of the Science one.
Okay. Do you have a science champ you would use it on?
He's not awakened, but I do have one.
Okay.
It'd be Human Torch.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, he's solid. That's right. You do have him because didn't you use him in the Abyss?
I've used him in the Abyss. I use him in War. I use him in questing often.
Nice.
He was great for that 621 Symbiote Supreme boss with
Okay.
Life Cycle. That 621 board is
Okay.
Life Cycle.
For sure.
So just
Yeah, no.
spam heavy in the corner.
I have him, and I do still have those paths to do. So, solid advice. Thank you very much, sir. So yeah, I mean, other than I guess Immortal Abomination, who looks pretty solid, I don't really have much notes. I mean, there's some kind of things I want to go over. And how have you been doing with the Shadow raids, actually?
I used to save up, and then there's one I really like doing more than the other one. That's the one that just finished up. Was the Darkhawk one?
Oh, okay.
Uh,
What
yeah.
what was the root on that one?
It's after 12 hits, you get rooted unless you're performing a special.
Oh, okay. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, and they're all metal champs.
Okay.
So guess who's really great for that room? Magneto.
There you go.
Um, First fight is Dragon Man. So you're like, oh. But
Right.
you pass Dragon Man and you're okay.
Okay. All
But
right.
a lot of parry heavy. Get to 40, prowess and a third special and game over.
Boom. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. No. So that. Yeah. No. I was doing the one with Venom as the boss. But that, you know what, that one was a little more frustrating too. I think that was just if you were close enough to him for 4 seconds, you got rooted. So it was cool. You kind of popped in and out, but it wasn't too bad. I forgot that was the one. The Darkhawk was the 12 seconds one, which is fairly simple, easy to deal with, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll probably be doing those. I got a bunch of the little Hulk hands saved up.
They're a little bit time consuming because you're probably gonna spend about 15-ish minutes per run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, at 15 for I guess the amount you get. I mean, I don't know. There's not really much, I guess, in the store, which is why I'm not like eager to probably do them. There's not much left in the store that I am gonna buy.
What
So
all do you have left in your store? I'm tapped out at 1.4 million spent. But if I had to buy anything else currently, I'd be looking at T2 Alpha and
yeah,
T5 Basic Shards.
same. Yeah,
That's the only
same.
thing.
And honestly, like the T5 basics are shards for how much like shards you're getting for how much of that
Yeah,
ammo you're spending just doesn't seem to
yeah.
like add up.
Honestly, it's you do the gamma, you get the shards. So it's kind of like,
But exactly, like that's what it is. Like okay, like there's nothing else that I'm really gonna get out of that. I guess maybe other than some signature stones. But yeah, other than that, that's probably also why I haven't like jumped to it because meh, just kind of whatever.
it's kind of how I feel about the 4-star challenge this month. And
The
people
four.
can ask me, "You gonna do the 4-star challenge?" I was like, so going with 4 stars to go complete 6 pass the stuff I did with my 5 and 6 stars. that I didn't find absolutely fun then either,
Yeah.
and make my time even longer to get 10% of a T5cc. I said, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. No, for sure.
No, thank you.
And I mean, like, I guess the idea of it's cool if there's not that much to do in the game, but there's still a whole lot to do. Um, so yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. But yeah, so other than I guess we got some other stuff coming up. Is there anything that you had that you wanted to kind of talk about in the game and what was going on and whatnot?
No, I think
Cool.
that's it right
That's what we
now.
covered. Yeah.
What we covered. We do the seeding tournament kicked off this past week.
There you go.
Moose and I've had a lot. Moose, I, and Swagger have had so much fun the first week so far.
It's been a blast. Just dealing with so many of the personalities are just great.
Yeah, community's full of great personality people all over.
For sure. No, you know what it is, and what I think I'm learning a lot too is like maybe I shouldn't get so frustrated with the 2% of people that are causing the problems when 98% of the other people are doing just fine.
Yeah.
Right. I've definitely been learning a lot about myself, but it's definitely been fun, man. Seeing, just all the people and kind of going into it and making their runs, and it's been fun just kind of watching the chats and hanging out and stuff for sure.
Yeah,
Have you
for sure.
been hanging out in some of the chats and stuff?
Some of the tournaments I have, when I have the time, a lot of people are running while I'm at work, so it's kind of
Okay.
hard for me to get on those. But if they're running at night, I can generally hop in if I'm not also streaming.
Cool beans, man. Yeah, no, we got that going on, and then there's also the MCoC Futurism Society, the bracket challenge, where the tournament of future, battle realm future bracket challenge. Are you gonna do? You got to do a bracket for that. I'll make you do it. I'll force you to do it. I'll send you some directions, and
That's fine.
you'll do it. But yeah, no, we got to get those going because I think there's like it's the 28th, I want to say, or yeah, it might be that. But there's only like a handful of days left to get the brackets in, so everybody hop on over to the mclounge.bar and get your brackets signed up and ready and submitted and follow along on the Futurism Society's Twitter and on their website, which is mcocfuturismsociety.com. They have some prizes are cool. Have you guys announced the prizes yet, Turkey Chief? And they're due Wednesday, by the way. Have you announced prizes? I have not seen a prize announcement yet, but so yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'll probably end up doing something like that for the Incursions tournament as well. Just where some people can kind of vote to see the matchups. I think that'll be fun. Just kind of give a little extra participation and drive some traffic to the website, right? Because there's going to be some future tournaments. So you definitely should check it out and follow along because then you'll be able to know the future tournaments coming up, which aren't all going to be Sector 8 tournaments. It's going to be some fun stuff. I've got some fun stuff planned, some brainstorming and all that. So definitely follow along there. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all we really got for this month. I mean, next week will be Cyber Weekend. Are we going to do a show or are we just going to take a break or what are we going to do? Have we thought about that?
Yeah, I got to figure out what is that? I don't know, I got a bunch of dings at the same time. Like a bunch of people entered our chat all at the same time. Like we got a raid or something. But yeah, no. Let me see what the family's doing because I think we were talking about doing our Thanksgiving dinner over the weekend versus over the weekday.
Okay.
Over Thursday, just because of the time frame of people having to work. Well, people having to work and things like that. It was going to be small already. It's just going to be my girl, her sister, our families, and that's pretty much going to be it. Our two immediate inside the circle families.
Yeah, I mean, you guys see each other pretty much anyways, right?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much just I think my dad's sister and stuff. I think we're just a little small get together as well. So, but yeah, no, I think I'll be free. If not, we'll take a break.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I will let you know as soon as I find out. I'm hoping to know something by Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Cool beans, man. Well, we shall see about next weekend. Other than that, everybody, thank you for joining us here on this this Sunday, this November 22nd Sunday, man. It's been episode 35, man. We've been doing this for quite some time. It's been some fun.
Yeah.
We were saying before we even got on here, man, I don't know if we really thought that 35 episodes in that we'd maybe still be doing it. Right? I didn't even know if I anticipated all of that. So, but yeah, everybody, thanks for joining along. Gito, you were over there on the YouTube, and Theodore, thanks there, and T Harrington, always with the drive-by likes. Appreciate it, man. And everybody here in the Discord, you got Affliction, Chopstick, Dragoon, Gito, you're over here too. Gleesor,
Yeah.
J-Ax, what's up, man? John, McSpidey, he's a new member of the Symbiotic Empire as well.
Right.
Yeah,
I seen him
for sure.
there.
There we go. Mustard Pies, welcome. People's Champ, thanks, and Turkey Chief and XN.
This might be one of our largest listening groups.
For sure. XN, we had a fun episode last night on XN interviews. Everybody should definitely go check that out. Some surprise guests, some surprises. It was definitely a fun show. So check that out as well. But other than that, everybody, thanks for joining us here on this Sunday. I definitely appreciate it, and have an awesome rest of your Sunday as well.
Cool. Later, y'all.
Peace out. Hold on, I'm behind the ball. Here we go.
Happy grinding out there. May the RNG be kind.
I probably normally would be kicking Craig out, but Craig was a turd.